Thank you for joining us at xm.com for this Forex Preview video regarding UK data and, of course, Brexit. I'm Christina Marujos, and joining me today is Senior Investment Analyst Rafi Boyajian. So we had some positive numbers out of the UK regarding growth in July. We're expecting the jobs report shortly. So does that give the picture that the economy is not struggling as bad as one would expect due to Brexit?
That's certainly the impression we got from yesterday's GDP numbers. The economy grew better than expected in July, and that has significantly reduced the risks that the UK economy would slip into a technical recession in the third quarter. And we're also expecting the job figures. Of course, the labour market has so far been very resilient to the Brexit gloom. But whether or not this resilience holds in the coming months, given the ongoing Brexit uncertainty, remains to be seen.
Well, of course, it's impossible not to have a look at the political developments in the UK as well. Prime Minister Boris Johnson yesterday failed to secure a vote regarding a snap election. So any election that does take place will have to happen after October 31st. So does that mean we're heading towards a no-deal Brexit, or can Boris Johnson get an extension?
Well, that is a very interesting question. So Boris Johnson failed in his second attempt to call a snap general election. The opposition parties do not trust Boris Johnson that if he was to win an election, which is possible given that he is ahead in the polls, that he would find ways to not to follow basically to that law that requires him to seek a Brexit extension. As things stand at the moment, that legislation has passed into law, so there's no way of going around it. And Johnson's only option legally to leave the EU on October 31st is to get a deal with the EU. And we did see some progress on that front yesterday when Johnson had his first meeting with the Irish Prime Minister. They said there was some common grounds on resolving the backstop issue, and Johnson appeared to put renewed efforts in terms of finding alternative solutions to the backstop. But that doesn't, even if we were to get a deal, it's still possible that we could yet see a general election, because Labour might decide to call a vote of no confidence after October 31st, even if he was to secure a deal.
Well, we'll be on the lookout for any political developments, but let's have a look at the sterling as well. It's been caught up in this political turmoil. What should we be on the lookout for the sterling in the coming weeks?
Well, the pound is certainly liking what's happening at the moment, with renewed efforts to inject fresh energy into the negotiations with the EU by Boris Johnson, and of course Parliament's move to block a no deal. Things might quieten down in the coming days, because Parliament has just been suspended again and won't return until October 14. But in the meantime, if you were to see positive headlines that progress is being made in the UK-EU negotiations ahead of that all-important summit on October 17 and 18, we could see the pound make further significant gains.
Rafi, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching us at xm.com.